So my role at M&G. So M&G is, or at least the part that I know about quite well, is the asset management side. So fund management and basically looking after people's money. My specific role, I look after low-code technologies here at M&G.
Hi, and my name's Dom from M&G. Most companies over the last 2 to 3 years have been doing a technology transformation, and I've been working in a team doing the adoption of that technology.
My name's Heather Jones. I'm a customer success manager here in the UK, and it's genuinely my great pleasure to work with M&G.
Yeah, so we realised during lockdown that people needed something more than just work. We wanted to give them access to different challenges, and I thought a health challenge would be quite a good one to do.
From my side, we'd set up low-code technology. We were looking for really interesting use cases that were going to either have high visibility or high impact on the business. So when speaking with Dom about this, we were both scrabbling around thinking, what would be really cool? What would be, what would hit as many people as possible across the company, and what would provide a really good business benefit, but also showcase the technology in a way that we've not been able to before. So we looked at just a pure Power App on its own, and I think, as Dom said, we realised that if you want to access it on your mobile, and mobile accessibility was a big thing here, we would be telling everybody to have to download Power Apps onto their personal devices, which maybe they'd want to do, they wouldn't want to do. Either way, it's just an extra step. Whereas we know that everybody uses Teams on their mobile because it's part of the corporate sort of bubble that everyone has on their BYOD. So by placing it inside a Teams channel and just pinning it to a Teams channel, that app was immediately available to everybody. They didn't have to download the Power Apps app from the marketplace, so they were just off and running. I brought in one of my team to actually do the development, and I mean he was fantastic. He was able to turn requirements into features within a day, within hours. So and that's really the benefit, I think, of this technology. In a way, it's great in that you can just iterate really fast, but in another way, from my perspective, it's a bit of a nightmare, because you've got people like Dom who look at what we can do, look how quickly we can do it, and go, oh, you know what, can we do this, or can we try that, or can we try this? The end users, and in this case it was Dom, but it's the same with all of our engagements, they are so bought into the solution themselves that they just want to keep iterating. They don't want to stop. They just want to carry on making it better and better and better.
So here is our GO-vember team, and I started up the community, and the app lives here as a tab. You just got it added to a tab. It is super simple. A person would come in here, this button would be something else when they'd first join a team or create a team. They could create a team in here and have sort of 8 people in it. Register step count, again, very simple, just a simple Canvas app. We had the dates for the whole of November programmed in already. They'd come in here at the end of a sunny Monday. They've been out for a couple of Teams meetings. They've been out for a walk at lunchtime. And they put in their steps for the day. This was my average for a day-ish. And it would show me my figures for the day or for the week, and I could look back over the weeks and see what had been done. So this was a really interesting point, because during the development phase, we thought we wanted this to be where the thing was displayed, and we quickly realised that the real estate on a mobile phone was just a bit too small. So yes, I can see what I've done for the day, for the week, but actually the power was in the Power BI report, which was on another tab, and we developed that and delivered it through another tab. Yeah, so there was a couple of points to that. It's a really good question. There's a couple of points to that, because people were asking for another fitness challenge. So that was very obvious. that was going to happen. They wanted to, you've got me out of the house, you've helped motivate me, it's been so good. I felt lonely for the last 8 months. This has been really hard. So we definitely solved part of that, people asking for more. But on the other hand, people saw that there was a Power App that could do something clever. And they wanted, oh, I wonder if I can get a Power App to do this. And I got quite a lot of approaches that I did sort of back straight on to Nick, speak to Nick, join the low code Yammer group, ask a question. There'll be other people there that might know that could probably do something and help. There are probably a few tweaks I might make to the Power BI report, simplify it maybe. I might put more limits or regulations on how many people in a team, and maybe solo participants to collect them somehow, because it skews the figures, it makes the charts look a bit odd. So we thought a bit about that, and it wasn't until we had data that we realised that these things, these anomalies would happen when you have solo or dual participants.
Yeah, I think it's probably the same thing. I think we could change the look and feel, and we could tweak a few things about the solution. I think it would be putting some more metrics or doing some more analysis afterwards to be able to feed back to the community and say, I know we can't really use like a GPS tracker, for example. Technically we could put a GPS element on a Power App, but at least if we can provide some sort of data, some metrics to then feed back up the chain to senior management and let them know, really drive home what the benefit of the whole piece of work was.
I think from my perspective, Nick will have his own, but from my perspective, I think engaging the wellbeing and D&I team to get them excited about it and get their buy-in, because I knew that there was some seniority within their team that could get behind it. Engaging comms to develop some incredible material that was put out. They thought about things like rules and things like that, terms and conditions that I hadn't considered myself. And being excited about it yourself, finding something that you are passionate about yourself, and then you can bring that energy to the table. It's not just churning numbers, it's something that I was really passionate about myself, so that helped.
The first thing is just completely stripping back the software development process and starting afresh. I've worked in IT for, I don't know, 20 years or something, and you get used to a standard sort of pattern of building software. So you've got developers, you've got analysts, you've got a testing team, you've got a release and deployment process, you've got live, you've got production, you've got support team, and stripping all of that back and just thinking, where's the value? What is it we really want to get to? Let's just start off with one developer and one business owner, or one product owner, and we'll just take out all of the rest of the process and just build it up as we go, so that we now have a process which is a lot leaner, a lot quicker.
People were asking almost immediately what's coming up in December, what's coming up in January. And our head of D&I, who Heather's very familiar with, Mark McLean, we didn't get a choice. He's got this pegged in the diary for next year, or this year already. He wants it to happen again, bigger and better.
I'm quite excited about one that we're about to start development on next week. This is for our CSR team, corporate social responsibility team, and we've got Dom involved as a consultant because he did such a great job on GO-vember. Basically, they want something very similar, but it's around a multi-month program where they want globally, they want people to engage in charitable work, volunteering, charitable donations, and the way they're talking about it, the model is very much the same as the one Dom put in place for GO-vember, and that they want, obviously there's some data capture, there's some techie stuff to go, but it's very much about building that community and making it far bigger than just the tech solution.